Hey you guys, I am popping on real quick to explain to you what the collective healing meditation is going to be about tomorrow. I meant to do this sooner. There's just been like 50 million and one things going on this month. But I actually woke up this morning feeling really invigorated and a really good positive energy shift. So I'm like, please let it be a good sign. So I didn't end up discussing anything around the time of the equinox. I wanted to post it back then, but there's just been a lot. I've been juggling. There's been a lot of spiritual warfare this month that I've had to deal with. Not directly on me, but that my soul group has been dealing with and defeating for various groups in the world. I do actually want to discuss that more, but not in this video. I'm going to be recording a different video later on discussing the messages from Yeshua for 2024 and this year. And I'm also going to discuss the events that have been transpiring recently in terms of the ascension process, the battle between good and evil, and the spiritual warfare that I just mentioned. Yeah, so we'll come back to that. But as far as the collective healing for tomorrow goes, it's a kind of a big one, I feel like. I mean, Spirit's given me a little bit of information about it, but Spirit always surprises me on the spot because I channel these on the spot. I don't do a ton of preparation ahead of time. And I really like that best, to be honest, the way that they've been coming through. Spirit's been blowing me away. Let's just say that. So anyway, sorry, my brain starts going off on a tangent and then I bring myself back. So this one is kind of, big because there's so many combined energies going on at the moment. One of the big ones, and I believe part of the reason why Spirit is making this one a little bit bigger is because it's been brought to my attention that this is the true new year. So not getting into all the details, but it was a thought process that was going through my head here and there throughout February. And then, of course, a video magically landed in my news feed or whatever you call it on YouTube, talking about how March 25th was traditionally the new year. What the date that was, well, March 25th wasn't the date at the time, but that date now is when the new year used to be celebrated for a very long time throughout history until the Romans changed it at some point in their history. I mean, the details were in the video. I didn't care enough about that to jot down when the Romans changed it and all that stuff. And basically the Romans changed it because of their own kind of selfish reasons in terms of Janus means whatever Janus means, Janus being the derivative of January, of course. Janus is a Latin word. And so, yeah, for whatever reason, the Romans changed it. They tried to change it a couple times, 2 or 3 times, and it didn't catch on across the world at first, but eventually they managed to do it. So, but before that, this period of time is when the New Year was traditionally celebrated, which also kind of makes sense, given the fact that I'm also aware of, and have known this for a long time, that Jesus was not actually born in December. He was born around now. But the powers that be didn't want to have Easter and Christmas around the same time period. So when you think about it, you think about how the true New Year was changed from March 25th is the exact date to January 1st. And Jesus's birthday was changed from now to also around March 25th. How ironic would it be if March 25th was also Jesus's birthday? I don't know if that's true or not, but wouldn't that be interesting? And that was also changed to right before January 1st. Probably conversations I could have with Spirit, but I have a long list of questions to talk to Spirit about, so that one's not high priority. Anyway, I believe that is part of the reason why Spirit has an extra emphasis on this collective healing meditation and the energies at this time, because this is the true new year. And I wrote this in the information underneath my post about it on Instagram, but I have absolutely seen, even in my personal life, the closing out of major cycles and major events happening January, February, and March, culminating with the spiritual warfare that my soul group and I just defeated. So I can absolutely see how it makes sense that the true new year is March 25th and now, and not back a few months ago. So this collective healing, which all of my collective healings now are a guided meditation that I send to everybody who signs up after I have channeled it on the actual day. Okay. And I do wait. I want to give it time for the most people to be able to sign up. So I don't record it until later on that night, and then I send it the next day or so, depending on what's going on energetically. But just keep that in mind, okay? And it captures the energies of the actual day regardless of when you receive it and when you listen to it. So this is a special unique transmission blending the energies of the spring equinox, the eclipse gateway, so the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, Mercury retrograde, the resurrection today, happy Easter. And although questions could be raised about that too on the actual timing, but today it's celebrated. So the 4/4 portal, of course, and the true new year. So oh, and actually also important to point out that the true new year is March 25th, and that, according to the video that I watched, is true across time. March 25th every year. Well, it just so happens that this year, March 25th was also the full moon lunar eclipse. Coincidence? So Spirit is planning to dig deep and extract all that is not serving you for your highest timelines. And while I know from my conversations with Spirit that Ascension still has a trajectory, we'll say, it's not going to happen as rapidly as so many spiritual teachers want you to believe, but it is a continual process with continual upgrades and shifts. And this does feel like a significant time, especially with how much the Armageddon-ish battles between good and evil are ramping up. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now. I asked Spirit, as I always do, what they want me to say. Like, this is a quote from Spirit, what they want me to say about this collective healing. And it is keeping watch over divine experiences as we heal destined karma from limiting contracts meant to block our paths. Moving beyond 3D illusions to fill the void within left by expectations derived from ego thinking. Lighting the torch to shine the way forward to your divine destiny. Now, while yes, everything I do is traditionally for twin flames, this doesn't have to be 100% for twin flames. If you are not feeling aligned with the twin flame journey, but you are aligned with spiritual awakening path and ascension path, these all benefit you as well, okay? Spirit did want me to add on to that explanation about this collective healing, based on my discussions with Spirit, even just this morning, due to current events that have been going on in my spiritual world, we'll say for now. This healing is also going to include heightened protections because the solar eclipse energies are doing more than what I thought that they would be. Like, I've really kind of been dismissive of all of the hype and exaggeration in the media about worrying about the solar eclipse, and I'm going to discuss this more in my later video too. But according to Spirit, hold on, interruptions. Okay, so as I was saying, I've been ignoring the exaggeration, and Spirit did tell me that we don't have anything to worry about. There's plotting on the dark side, but the light has that under control to counteract it. And actually, this collective healing is one of the things that Spirit is using to counteract the negative effects that the dark side, we'll say, has planned for the solar eclipse. So I actually also feel really honored that this meditation is going to assist with counteracting their negative intentions too. But the only thing to be aware of is that the solar eclipse energies are heightening supernatural activity. It's kind of similar to Halloween. So keep that in mind and do protections and be safe. So you can sign up in my Etsy shop, and I hope to see you there spiritually.